Today I'm going to guide you through a short stretch session. Ideally, you want to be holding these stretches for 30 and up to 60 seconds. Also, if you're unable to do these stretches every day, it is suggested every other day in order to feel any stretch occurring across the muscle whatsoever. We're going to start at the very bottom of the body and work our way up the top. So I'm going to start towards the calf and to the Achilles tendon. For this, we're going to require a step. Now this could be your staircase at home or any step at work or on the street. I step up and I'm going to let the heel hang down. I breathe. Feel the stretch down the actual calf belly itself. Now to increase the stretch and to go much more into the Achilles tendon, I'm going to bend to the knee. I hold this stretch and I breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. We'll switch to the other side. I place my foot back on and I press the heel down, feeling the stretch down the calf belly, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. I bend the knee, feeling the stretch increase further down towards the Achilles tendon. Release and replace. From here, we'll move further down, further up the body to the thigh muscle. For this, you could either rest on the arm, or if you have a pillow or a block or a cushion at home, you could use that. So for this, I come onto my side. I bring the heels in line with the bottom. The arm is out in front of me, roughly 90 degrees. Or as I said before, you could just use your arm as the support there. We're going to take the thigh, so I'm going to take hold of my top foot and I'm going to start to draw the knee backwards as I pull my heel in towards the bottom and feel a stretch down the front of the thigh. Hold, breathe, 60 to 30 seconds. And then from there, I'm now going to try to get much more into my hip. So I bend the knee and I'm starting to pull the knee backwards as I push my foot into the hand, feeling the stretch down the front of the thigh. Now here I can feel a stretch much more into my hip flexors. Hold and gently release your foot. Let's now move to the back of the upper leg, the hamstring. For this, you're either going to require a band or a towel. I take hold of my strap here. I'm going to find the center of the strap. I place my heel or midfoot. Place the strap around the heel or the midfoot. Hold the leg up. Extend the other leg out and along the floor, breathing. This increases the stretch down the back of the leg. I then take both ends of the strap into my left hand as I place the right hand onto the hip bone. Take a nice breath in, and as you breathe out, take the leg across yourself, feeling the stretch down the back of the leg. Breathe. To come out of this, I bend the knee and release and change the strap. From here, I'm going to come onto my side and we're just going to take a little trip up towards the chest now. So I take my arms out in front of me in a prayer position. Inhale, float the hand up, looking up towards the ceiling. Now keep your eye line up as we allow the arm to open behind us. And I can feel a lovely big stretch across the front of my chest muscles here. Take 3 big breaths here to gently release and increase the stretch. Inhale, exhale, release. Inhale, exhale, release. 1 more, and release. Inhale at the back, and then exhale, bring this all the way back out in front. You could do this, I would say, about up to 3 times to really feel a lovely stretch across the front of our chest. Let's now move down towards the groinal muscles, towards the adductors. For this, I'm going to take hold of my block. I place the block underneath the hips and I sit with my legs out in a diamond-shaped position. I'm going to sit up through the lumbar spine, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, I'm going to hinge forward at the hip joint with a nice flat back. Take a few breaths here, feel the stretch into the groin. Inhale, and now I'm going to slide my arms forward, and I'm going to allow the weight of the arms, my torso, and the head to gently bring myself further forward, increasing the stretch into the hip joints. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Now you can just gently draw yourself back, or you could use your hands to assist yourself back, sitting up tall. Let's now come on to the other side for the thigh stretch. Once more, I take block. I bring the heels in line with the bottom. And I'm going to take hold of the top foot. I draw the knee backwards. Feeling the stretch down the front of the leg. Hold. From here, bring the leg out in front of you, roughly to about 90-degree flexion across the knee and the hip joint. And then I'm going to draw the knee further back into the stretch as I push my foot into the hand. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the lips. Gently bring the knee back in. Now let's go to the hamstring on the other leg. So once again, take your strap or your towel and place it around the middle of now your left foot. I extend the leg straight vertical up towards the ceiling. Now, ideally you want the leg to be straight, but if it's not, if there is a slight flexion in the knee, that's okay, you're still stretching the hamstrings. If this feels okay, I slide the other leg out and along. From here, I'm going to take both ends of my strap now into the right hand. The left hand comes onto the hip. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, take the leg across yourself. Breathe. To release, bend the knee. Let's come over onto your side again to stretch the chest here in what's called the open book exercise. So the heel has come back in line with the bottom. I float the arm up. I bring the eye line vertically up towards the sky. Inhale, and as we exhale, we allow the arm to open out to the back there. Take 3 breaths here to gently increase the stretch. Inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, release. One more. Inhale at the back, and then exhale, bring this all the way back down in front. From here, let's come over onto the actual stomach. We're going to move the spine into extension, and in doing so, we will now stretch the abdominal wall as well. So my feet are slightly further than the mat, and they're also turned out like a ballet dancer. I draw the shoulders down, I brush the nose forward, and I start to lift the sternum up. Press into the heel of the hands and bring your elbows directly underneath the shoulders. Once again, draw the shoulders down and press into the heel of the hands and lift yourself up into a nice long spinal extension. Take about 3 breaths here once more. Connect the first finger and thumb and use the arms to gently lower yourselves down. Like the chest stretch, the open book, you can do that about 3 times doing the 3 breaths. Let's do a basic cat stretch now, moving the spine into flexion. So my hands are directly underneath the shoulders, the knees are underneath the hips. I take a nice breath in, and as you breathe out, round the spine and move into a flexion. Inhale. Exhale, starting at the tailbone, I then lengthen the spine out. Inhale. Exhale, bring the tailbone underneath you. Lift the rib cage, allow the crown of the head to hang to the floor. Inhale at the back and then exhale, return yourself back into a nice flat tabletop back. You've been resting on your shoulders there now, so let's now stretch up into the shoulders. So for this, once again, I'm going to come and sit onto the block. I'm going to take the right arm out to the side with the palm facing outwards. I let the arm come across myself and I hook the elbows. Make sure here that the shoulder hasn't rolled up towards the ears. You're actively drawing the shoulders down. Inhale, and as you exhale, rotate the torso round, looking into your right hand. Breathe. You can hold this stretch once again for 30 up to 60 seconds. Release, bring the arm out to the side, and I'm going to now place the hands between the shoulder blades. Try to keep the chin away from the chest as I press my hand either from in front or overhead, and I try to slide the hand down between the blades itself. Here there is a temptation to drop the chin. Try to keep the chin up and feel the stretch traveling down the back of the upper arm, the tricep. And release. Let's do that on the other side. The palm faces forward. I bring the arm across, making sure the shoulder stays down. I hook the elbows and I rotate the torso round. Once again, hold for about 30 to 60 seconds. Release. That same arm now comes out to the side. I bend the elbow and take the hand between the shoulder blades. Either pressing from in front or overhead, I gently slide the hand down between the shoulder blades. To finish, I reach the hands up towards the ceiling, stretching. Exhale, round. And then finish by sitting up nice and tall. Thank you very much for joining me here today, and I hope to see you again very soon. If you enjoyed today's video, please consider liking and subscribing to help me grow the channel and create more content such as this.